For Jamil Dune's hole 5, you can play it to the left or to the right. I have yardages for the right. If you do want to play it to the left, if you do a 10% adjustment on your drive and give it overpower, I believe the second shot plays at a 10% mid, like they did in the tournament, but I don't know if it's actually true in tour play. So I play to the right, and I play with a plus 10% over adjustment of my shot, and then try and hit perfect max top with 1 or 2 bars of right spin. If you're playing with a Hornet for your second shot, you're going to take the percentages that I gave you and you are going to add 4% because your Hornet isn't as long as a Thorn is, so you are losing distance. So you will need to add 4% for the percents that I have listed at the end of this video. Once you get your slider percentage figured out, you will play with a plus 10% over adjustment of your shot. So the second shot will play at a plus 10% over adjustment. Again, for our drive, we are playing with a plus 10% over adjustment of our shot, and here it's a headwind, so I will use some overpower to get my ball down there a little bit further. You can either use any driver you're choosing. I do like using the Thor 6 or 7 on here because it does get your ball down there a little bit further and the accuracy is a little better than the APOC. So here I over adjusted my shot with a plus 10% and gave it a little bit of overpower. At 371, we know our club plays at 50% or mid distance. So here with my Thorn, I played at mid distance with a plus 10% over adjustment of my shot. Now when you get a tailwind, it is up to you on if you want to have a little fun and blast it down the fairway or lay up. So here are 2 examples of me blasting it over. The next drive that I show you blasting it over, I went too far on my topspin, so here I backed off the topspin. I backed off a little too much. So when you get about a 9-mile-an-hour wind or so, I would say back off maybe just 1 topspin instead of 2.5. So I came up short, but it gave me an opportunity to show you the end bringer shot. So the end bringer plays at a plus 25% over adjustment at the slider of your club. So you're going to look for the slider of your club and then add plus 25%. So here I had to adjust about 10.5 rings or so. So I hit a great right and I missed great right. So when you do this chip, if you hit a great right or left, chances are it won't go in, because that's kind of how the end bringer works when you are trying to play at an exact slider position. So there are a couple yardages out there for the slider of your club, and you will just do plus or minus 2% per yard with those yardages. So here is a tailwind again, and I just went a little too much with my topspin. So this is a more straight on tailwind. So if you get a more cross tailwind, you can actually go full top. But if it is basically a straight tailwind, I would back off 2 bars of topspin. So the drive before, I had more of a cross tail, and I think I could have gotten away with max topspin. So just remember, if it's a straight tail, you can actually get away with going about 2 bars less than max. And if it's a straight cross, I would go full topspin. If you can hit perfect on your rough irons, it's going to be easy for you. So just know, if you do go long, just try and hit perfect. If you do hit great, chances are it won't go in. But I'm just letting you know to back off the topspin a little bit on a straight tailwind, and if it's a straight cross, go ahead and do full topspin. And remember guys, try to hit perfect, and happy golfing.